Hey everyone, and welcome to a very special anniversary video. It's hard to believe, but it's officially been 1 year since I started making videos for YouTube. I appreciate everyone for tuning in along the way, and as a way to say thank you, today's video is a supercut from where it all started, my spring migration series. In those first 6 videos, I set out with my trusty Z9 to photograph migrating birds all spring, and today's video is a compilation of my favorite parts. Whether you're subscribed to see birds or to see the beautiful images that a Nikon Z9 can produce, you're going to enjoy it. But before we start, we've got to cue the music, so cue that music. I started filming the first episode in late March, and there were already reported warbler sightings in my area. Even though it was early in the season, I set out hoping to get lucky and find one. Okay, hey everyone, we are out here searching for warblers, and we haven't seen one yet. We have heard our first warbler. So if you listen closely, you can hear its call. There it is. That is a yellow-throated warbler, first of many hopefully to come. I don't think it counts because we haven't seen it yet, but we're going to keep on searching. After a few hours of searching, I was worried that my first day out would be a bust. As I was leaving the wetlands, though, I spotted my first migrant, a yellow-throated warbler up in the canopy. That was the common yellowthroat we heard earlier, and I was able to nail the shot. Now I'm going to show it to you, but please be warned, it was way up in the treetops. It is not a great shot. So without further ado, here it is, and on to the next one. Back at the park where we saw the yellow-throated warbler the other day, and I was walking down a different trail and I heard a familiar call. Upon further investigation, I came across another migratory traveler and also a yellow bird, so I think we're going to count this as part of the challenge. In fact, it wasn't just one but two of these birds known as white-eyed vireo. Day 2 began with a trip to a little pond by a Cracker Barrel of all places to follow up on a palm warbler sighting. The real fun though came later in the day with an adventure by the river. Alright, hey everyone, so the wildest thing happened today. We actually didn't find any warblers at this creek, but as we were searching and listening, we came across the unexpected, and I think that's something that happens all the time when you're out birding. You just never know what you're going to see. But we came across a hawk perched in a tree, and as soon as it spotted us, it sort of flew away, but we we said, hey, maybe we could follow this trail and see where the hawk landed. And we did several times. It kept going down the creek, landing on new branches. We were able to stop, get some cool footage, some awesome like photos of it sort of just sitting around searching for food. And then at the moment when we came across a bridge and we thought we lost the hawk, it turned out the hawk was right below us. And suddenly we were startled. It flew up from below us with a frog in its mouth, and it landed on this branch. I'm about to show you some really cool footage of it. Here it is. Check it out. By the third week, we were chasing any possible leads in town, and the most promising one happened to be at one of my favorite nature boardwalks. So we've already had a pretty eventful drive in. I saw a hawk getting chased by crows, and I was actually able to stop in a parking lot and take a few shots, and this is all on the drive here. After we got here, we've already spotted another warbler, the yellow rumped. And this one's really interesting because it's not really a migrant. They actually live here year round. I'm going to put on a photo that I took during the winter time of one, but as you can see in this other photo I'll show you, they've now sort of developed this breeding plumage, so they look pretty different. We've seen that one, and we've heard the call of a prothonotary warbler. Oh, there it was. That was it. And so I haven't seen it yet. It's in the area, and I hope to spot it. It's one of my favorites. So unexpectedly on the way out, just happened to spot a ruby-throated hummingbird way up in the treetops. I got a few photos of it. It's really dark. I don't know how they turned out, but I'm hoping it comes back so that I can get a video, because one thing about these hummingbirds is that they follow a pattern, and if you wait them out, a lot of times they'll come right back to where they were again and again and again. We've already seen this one twice, so potential that it'll come back in a second and we can get a video. So well, I don't know if you could tell, but it is raining outside, and that has been basically the story for this entire week. It's been uncharacteristically cold, windy, and rainy all week. So it's really created some setbacks for us and our mission. I did take a look at my photos from the same time last year, and there seemed to have been a lot more warblers out and about. And at least one article I read did suggest that the wind and the cold and the lack of bugs could be causing the warblers traveling north along the eastern flyway to take a different route, which is not good for us. So what do we do in these circumstances with these setbacks? How do we proceed? I think the first thing we need to do is go find somewhere dry to think about it. We definitely can't control the weather, we can't control nature, but we can control where we go. So I think it might be wise for us to target specific places where warblers have been seen, because there are some sightings still, and maybe we can look for some other migrant birds that aren't warblers while we wait to see what happens with the warblers. All right, I think we'll have to think about it, but in the meantime, let's go get dry, and I'll see you in a few.
At this point, I was 4 episodes into the series, and the migration seemed to be passing over my hometown. I decided to photograph what I could that day, and then to try my luck north in the DC area. Just as I was feeling a bit defeated though, the rain cleared up and dozens of hungry swallows appeared. Instantly my morale was boosted, and I decided to carry on and photograph for the rest of the day.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. So I'm out filming in Northern Virginia this morning on this lovely Earth Day. The sun is shining, the weather's nice and cool and breezy, and there are birds all around us. We've seen dozens of osprey flying around, just ripping sticks out of trees to build their nests, and I've even photographed my 6th migratory traveler for this series, the prothonotary warbler, so I can't wait to show that to you. We don't have a lot of time to film this morning, so I say we get right into it. On with the show.
The 6th and final week was filmed in late May. It was almost summer, and between learning how to film for YouTube and a lackluster showing of birds in my hometown, I was worried that I wouldn't have enough content to conclude the series in a big way. That all changed when I traveled to a local state park where I encountered so many new birds that I couldn't feature them all in one episode.
Okay, everyone, we need to talk. I just had the most ridiculously unbelievable sequence of events unfold right here just a few minutes ago. It all started with this shrub over here. So I'm at the end of the field portion of my hike, and I decided I was going to stop and have a snack, and I'm eating some peanuts and just looking at this shrub, and there have been indigo buntings all over this field. They keep landing in the top of these shrubs, so I thought it would be nice if one landed in this shrub, because with this forest backdrop, it would make for a lovely composition. So I'm eating my peanuts, and all of a sudden an indigo bunting lands, but not in the shrub, on a branch in the field right next to the shrub. So I grab my camera and I managed to get a shot, and I'm looking at it and really excited when all of a sudden a red bird lands in the canopy behind the shrub. So I take a shot, zoom in, and it turns out to be a summer tanager. Now, I've never seen a summer tanager in my life, And that makes, I believe, the third lifer for this video, which is absolutely crazy. I didn't even have time to, I think, enjoy the lifer when I turn around and get startled by a birder who emerges from the grass behind me to tell me that there has been an orchard oriole flying around in the field right behind me. And so I spin my camera around and she points out that there's an orchard oriole just a few feet away from me in this shrub. And so I'm gonna put that photo on now. I got a shot. So that's another lifer for me. So that makes 4 lifers for this video, 2 of which I've just taken back to back. And again, incredible. So I chat with the birder for a few minutes and she goes her way, and I'm getting ready to start packing up when in the shrub lands a blue bird. And I thought, the story is going to be incredible that this all began and ended with an indigo bunting. So I pick up my camera, I take a shot of the blue bird, and as I'm looking at it, I realize it's not an indigo bunting. I think it's a blue grosbeak, which would make 5 lifers in this video, 3 of which happened in this, just a matter of moments. And before I could put my camera down, there's a bluebird in this shrub again, but the blue grosbeak had flown away, and it dawned on me that after the blue grosbeak had flown away, the indigo bunting had landed in the same spot right behind it. So I ended by getting the original intended shot of an indigo bunting in this shrub. Man, this is 5 lifers. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So I don't know if you can hear that on the mic right there. It's a northern bobwhite. It's definitely not a bird I was expecting to hear out here. Very interesting. Okay, there's a northern bobwhite right over there. Did you hear that? I startled it. I managed to get a quick shot. It's so close. It's like a little quail. I was on this path, and as I walked up, it got scared and ran to the woods, and I took a few quick shots. And now it's calling from right over there. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed revisiting last year's migration as much as I did. I'm currently working on a spring migration video for this year as well, so if you'd like to see that, please consider subscribing. Speaking of, I'm so excited to share that we're now at over 2,600 subscribers. If you're already a subscriber and you'd like to continue supporting the channel, please check out some of the prints from this series that I'm making available down below. That about wraps it up for another video though, so thanks for watching and I'll see you out there.